IP-based telecom service will produce a 100% return on investment in 2 to 3 years. Hi, I'm Kirk Harnack with the Telos Alliance. For over 3 decades, broadcasters have chosen Telos on-air phone systems to put callers on the air. Telos hybrids help callers sound great. Now, I can share with you how broadcasters are installing the very latest and best digital phone technology from Telos and paying for it with significant savings on their monthly phone bills. Even better, the monthly savings continue, improving your bottom line every month, every quarter, every year.
Think back to earlier days of business telephony. Broadcasters were forced to buy their phone connectivity the same way they purchased other services such as electricity, natural gas, and water, from a monopoly provider. Even after the telephone monopolies were somewhat broken up in the late 1980s, things didn't change very much because the technology was still the same.
With the introduction of Voice over Internet Protocol, or VoIP, voice calls can be converted into data packets, traveling over IP networks, private or public, including the Internet.
Broadcasters save money by replacing older phone and leased lines with newer IP-based services. Upgrading to Voice over IP technology, a broadcast facility will replace POTS and other legacy circuits from their incumbent phone company with IP-based connections from either the incumbent or a competitive phone provider.
While replacing traditional telephony connections with new IP-based ones, a broadcaster will often replace the on-premise phone system. This may include the business phone system and/or the on-air telephone systems. Here's where a calculation of return on investment, or ROI, comes in.
We'll discuss the on-air phone system, but similar calculations can be done for business systems. Indeed, many broadcasters are choosing to use a single or perhaps redundant VoIP phone system to serve both business and on-air needs. The engineering expertise needed to install and maintain each one applies to both. There's no shortage of information about reducing telecom costs with VoIP telephony. Much of it comes in the form of advertising and websites from VoIP resellers and VoIP equipment providers. Pricing is often simplified to show a monthly cost per line or a monthly cost per user. Often you'll see VoIP phone lines offered with 2 levels of pricing. One will be a base price with a per minute cost added on. The other will be an unlimited use price. Compare roughly $20 per line per month with $40 to $100 per line per month for traditional business lines.
Let's examine some actual costs and savings as reported by broadcast engineers in some top 100 U.S. markets.
First is a large commercial cluster in a top 50 market. By moving from ISDN PRI to a managed SIP connection, the stations are saving $900 per month, or over $10,000 per year. Their director of engineering talks about his cluster's telecom savings.
I was paying about $1,500 a month plus usage for a traditional PRI. I now pay $600 a month flat, which includes unlimited local and long-distance calling using a managed SIP trunk. Basically, it's a service provided by the CLEC or competitive carrier. They manage the traffic entirely on their network as voice over IP. With this managed SIP service for our phones, I'm saving the stations about 60% on their monthly phone bill.
At a community station in that same top 50 market, their engineer brought in SIP trunks at a monthly cost of $150. He installed his own SIP PBX phone system and new SIP desk phones. Had they used legacy POTS phone service, the monthly recurring cost would have been about $400 per month. Savings for this small radio operation, then, is about $250 per month or $3,000 per year. Another station in a top 75 radio market is using a combination of PRI and SIP connections. The engineer is responsible for cost optimization not only at the main facility, but also at co-owned station clusters in 2 other markets within the state.
For our business and on-air lines, we've moved away from 4 bonded T1s for internet and 3 PRIs for telephone and ISDN, replacing them with just one 30 megabit per second fiber link. We went from 6 megabits per second to 30 megabits per second for about the same money. Now we have 6 megabit per second MPLS circuits to our 2 other markets. The asterisk PBXs in each market have dial plans that direct market-to-market calls over this MPLS to avoid toll charges. Also, these circuits were much less expensive than having corporate WAN access provided to each market.
Our final example is a station cluster in a top 30 radio market. Their engineer notes that ISDN costs are skyrocketing and notes we should have weaned ourselves off that technology years ago. That's a candid and truthful admission, to be sure. This station cluster is now in high gear, planning replacement IP-based service. The sooner they switch to an IP-based telephone service, the sooner their monthly costs will decrease.
Several decades of broadcast engineering, management, and working with telecom technology have consistently revealed a common thread among all broadcast facilities. No two are alike. What we can do is demonstrate how to consider and compare existing telecom services and equipment with new IP-based services and the equipment needed to use them.
Here's what's interesting. Some broadcasters have taken a long-term approach to their ROI on telecom savings because they know it's going to be there by upgrading some or all of their audio consoles when they make the switch to SIP VoIP IP telecom service. The telecom savings can fully or at least partially fund the whole facility upgrade to audio over IP consoles and routing.
When considering a change of telecom technologies and providers, it's important to be aware of alternative approaches to both on-air and business phone systems. We focused here on the on-air side. However, combining the business and on-air scenarios will likely result in further savings and efficiencies.
It's absolutely true that no two broadcast facilities are alike. The best and most cost-effective solutions for new IP telephone service and equipment will be different for you than for your competitors.
That's why it's critical to bring engineers, equipment dealers, and Telos support expertise together. VoIP resellers can be helpful too, especially when they know you're looking for competitive pricing and a strong return on investment.
The Telos Alliance has brought together additional resources to help you reduce your telecom costs and get better caller audio for all your on-air shows. Visit telosalliance.com for more videos and articles. I'm Kirk Harnack for the Telos Alliance.